Welcome back to another great edition. This time we're going beyond on the other side of the pond. We're hanging out with Matthew Zeiss, who is probably my favorite Elvis impersonator of all times. Matt, how did we meet? We must have met a decade ago online with your music, my radio show, the Rendezvous show, radio show, whatever we were calling it. We changed names all the time. But I think that's kind of how we met years ago. And we've been your biggest, super Elvis fans ever since.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a long time. It was definitely back in the day from just, I guess, the Long Island community online and stuff, because you were on Long Island, yeah?
Yeah, we lived on Long Island. Actually, we were there just up until 3 years ago when Chris retired from the FDNY. We retired down to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
So nice. Do you like it there?
I do. You know what? The palm trees had me at hello. The sun and the palm trees. I love them. So first thing we did when we bought our house, we had palm trees planted in the backyard so I could just stare at them every day.
I get it. Who doesn't want that?
I know. So wait, you're not on Long Island anymore.
No, I live in Sweden now.
Get out of here. How did that move? That's a huge move. I mean, I relocate people from New York down to the Carolinas and Florida. How the heck do you relocate to Sweden?
It was a bit of a jump, but during COVID, I've always done graphic design as a hobbyist, but during COVID, I had to supplement my regular income with more graphic design, and it led me into creating some Elvis merchandise and things. And I put that online. And then one day I get a message that a woman saying, I really like this, but shipping costs so much to go to Sweden. And long story short, that winds up being my wife. I talk to her every day, all day for a year. And then came here to visit in July of 2021. And by September, we were married.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. And she's beautiful. I've seen her on your Facebook. She's absolutely gorgeous. You did good.
Thank you.
You did good.
I agree.
Yeah. So I want to talk about, so we have an Elvis documentary coming. We've got a new branded hot honey coming out on the market, or is out on the market currently. We've got new music. We've got performances. What the hell are you not doing nowadays?
Yeah, it's a bit of everything, but I did an interview maybe 2 weeks ago where I was just like, when I say things out loud, like all the things I'm doing, it's like, I sound like an asshole. like the list, you're like, oh God, this guy's a jerk. But it was like, the music is something I did all the time for I don't know, 2000, right out of high school, whatever. So I was 18 at the time. I'm almost 40 now. But I've been doing it nonstop. And before the move, I was progressing with my band Zeiss and the New York Sound on Long Island. We were doing a bunch of shows, and like everybody, COVID hit. It took the wind out of our sails pretty hard after some substantial work. Came here. I didn't want to start that project again. And I know I do Elvis well. So I was like, let me do it here in Europe. I'll probably stand out from the crowd as an American doing it. And it worked. It did. 2023, we were invited to compete in the European Elvis Festival in Germany. We won and became Europe's number one Elvis act, according to their vote, of course. And then just been doing that since. It's that takes up some time. It's fun. And it's different because I don't wear the white jumpsuit, the sideburns. I keep the beard, and just the whole idea is the music is it's important to make Elvis's music the star and give it that energy that Elvis had in the 70s, not the cliche that everybody thinks. What has happened is the Elvis impersonator has become the stigma and stereotype for Elvis himself. People don't know him enough, and they just see an impersonator's reputation.
Right. Well, let me tell you something. I've seen your videos, and I feel like I'm actually watching Elvis. I forget that you have the beard. You're right. You're not rocking the pork chops but you've got the hair color, you've got the moves, that leg, you're always doing that leg move. And I'm like, oh my God. And he's great. You're
Thank you.
so lively. Like, how do you keep all that energy? You drinking Celsius or Red Bull? So what are you
I
doing
just
there?
I sit on my ass until the show, so I I just build up energy. It's just I'm lucky that the band I have inspires my energy, especially my. We have two guitarists, and the one guitarist, John, his energy's so high, and it's like if you bring a new, like if you have two dogs, right, and you have an old dog and a young dog, the young dog is going to automatically make the old dog start acting more lively because he's got to keep up. And that's kind of what happened. Was John's energy is so high, so I was like, well, I can't just be the lazy guy on stage. I have to I have to be the entertainer. I'm the front man. So he gives me the energy, honestly, and it's worked out to my favor. We put an album out, I think 2 years ago, or I don't remember. And it was the music Elvis never got to do in during his final recording sessions in 1976. He was feeling unhealthy. He was feeling down. And through that, I found, a podcast had put some Elvis demos out there that were given to him that he never recorded. I was fascinated. And from there, I dove deep. We recorded the album. And through the recording of the album, I dove deeper. And that's how the documentary is coming out, because I started really researching. And then we did interviews with Elvis's friends, his band, his nurse, producers, engineers, songwriters. We really went above and beyond to gather enough information of this time of Elvis's life that nobody ever talks about. So, it's
Wow.
collective.
That's fascinating. I mean, what about the family? Have you met any family members that he's had, that he has, or?
Yeah, I've met Priscilla. I've met his daughter during, naturally when she was alive. I actually met her on Long Island at 89 North at the time. She was performing there, and I was friends with the manager of Graceland. And I was like, hey, listen, could you do me a favor? And I would love to meet her, and I don't like, I didn't go there being like, oh my God, I love Elvis, blah, blah, blah. Cause I feel like that's super rude too. She's there as
Sure.
herself. She was performing her music, and whether I'm a fan or not, it was like, there's just something about meeting the princess of rock and roll. And then, yeah, I met Priscilla at Westbury Music Fair back in the day. And actually I just had the opportunity to do some graphic work for her through a friend, because that's my full-time job is graphic design. So I got to do some graphic work for her. Get to be I've met it's usually like just friends, but those are the two family members that I've met, and that's pretty substantial, of course, being who they are, ex-wife and daughter.
Yeah. Now I'm looking at your screen, those guitars in the background. Do you perform with them currently, or are they retired? That's why they're on the wall.
They are on the wall as purely decoration because I don't play. And that now somebody watching is like, wow, this guy really is an asshole. But like this, my wife plays. So it's like, so the guitar over here is mine. And it was one that I had bought in New York. And I was like, oh, I think if I buy this one, I will learn on this one. I didn't. I'm so impatient because vocals came so natural to me in life, where I had to practice, of course, but I just had the natural ability. So because of that, there was this vibe with me where when I picked up a guitar, I wanted it to be just as easy, and it wasn't. So I gave up real quick, and my fat fingers just didn't do the trick. But my wife plays, and then I was like, that was a friend's bass. She plays ukulele. She's played violin. Those are her guitars. I mean, and she sings too. So.
Wow. Now, does she ever sing with you, or no? You guys never do
she
it?
sings. She sings backups in the band.
Get out of here. Really?
Yeah,
I love this love story.
It's so nice to be able to have her on stage. We have two band setups. We have a 5-piece, and then we have 9 pieces.
Okay.
And when it's 5, she's not there. Then it's just me, 2 guitars, bass, and drums, because it's very hard to book a big band everywhere.
Yeah.
But when we have the big setup, I have her there, and it's so nice because to get to share the stage and look over, and there she is. It creates such a it's just wonderful. It really. So we talk about it between each other all the time. Like we are aware how blessed and lucky we are that we get to do that together. We're like, how many couples really do this? I'm sure there are a bunch, but not everybody.
Yeah, Chris and I find that in real estate too. We're like, how blessed are we? Like, there's a lot of married couples that are doing real estate together. But when that becomes like music is your passion and you're actually doing it with your soulmate, it's like, wow, that like life is just so cojoined. What is that word? Cojoined or cojoined?
If it's not a word, it'll be a word now.
We'll make it a word on so many different levels, though. It's like a work level, production level, a passion level, a love level. I love this.
But even what you said, even with real estate, I think anybody who gets to work with their spouse and do it well, not look at each other and be like, I fucking hate you, like because as long, sorry if I cursed, my apologies.
Nobody cares. But I'm from New York. Nobody, it goes in one ear and out the other. I don't care.
Yeah. It just sometimes, people are like, whoa, hey. But nonetheless, anybody who gets to work with their spouse and enjoy it is completely lucky and blessed. And we think about it all the time. We're glad we get to do that. We wish that our full-time jobs coincided that way as well, but they don't. She's a teacher. She teaches autistic children, and then I do graphic design out of this room right here. That's why it's so cozy. FYI, is because working here every day, I needed to make a very cozy environment where it's in your house, but you still want to be excited to go sit in that room. At least for me.
Exactly. Yeah. Now, have you brought your wife back to New York? Is your family still in New York? I can't see them all moving to Sweden. I feel like you're the only one. Yeah.
my parents haven't even come here. They're afraid of flying. So
okay. That's a long flight. So I don't blame them. Yeah.
It's about 8 hours. And then my sister's come here with her husband, though. And I go back. We go back. My wife has come there. I don't remember how many times, but we try to go every summer.
Okay.
And then we do every other Christmas. And then we try to just work it out like that. My wife has 2 children from a previous relationship, and they're now my kids. And we brought them last summer. And that was fun because they got to experience New York City for the first time, which personally speaking, not a big fan. So I'm a Long Island guy. I'm a beach guy. I'm an upstate guy, but like country, like the country vibes of it is cool for me. But like in the city, I used to have to go there for work and for gigs and stuff. And as anybody who's been in the city knows, it's a nightmare. When you're, you said your husband was FDNY.
Yeah. 26 years between NYPD and FDNY. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and were you as well?
No, I was not.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Okay. But so, I mean, as he would know, of course, he knows beyond and beyond. It's like the traffic, the hustle, so whatever. We took the kids in July, which is also, it's a good time to really take in the smells.
Yes.
And, my daughter's first words, we came out of the Penn Station. She's like, smells like old pee. I'm like, yes, welcome to New York.
Welcome to New York, baby.
But, when you're not from there, I understand the exoticness of it too. It's what you see in movies and TV, and it's so grand and, so.
Let me ask though, did you get the kids a pretzel, a slice of pizza, a bagel? I mean, you had to have gotten them some token New York foods that everybody loves, right?
You can't go to New York without what you said. A bagel, completely necessary.
Knish.
No, I didn't. I got a knish. I didn't get them a knish. I love knish. Real small tangent because I don't know if you know this, but the main brand. Like the square knish, not like So
not the round ones. The original square knishes. Yeah.
Yeah, and the round ones are good. There's the place in New York City. You ever been there? Yona Schimmel's Knishery.
No.
I mean, what a name. I mean, it doesn't get more Jewish than that. Yona Schimmel's Knishery. And but so Gabilla, the one that makes the square ones, there's a for anybody who's interested in knish and comedy, it was, and I'm sure the Gabilla people wouldn't think so. In 2013, there was literally headlines on the newspaper said the great knish shortage of 2013 because they had a fire. So the factory burnt down and there was a mass knish shortage throughout the United States. And the fact that was a headline made me piss myself laughing. Just the great knish shortage of 2013. I mean, it couldn't be funnier than that.
You know what? I missed that one. I missed the memo. I missed the news headlines for that. I don't know where I was. And we were living in Queens at the time. I was like 10 minutes from New York City and I missed that headline.
It's a hysterical. I mean, I'm telling you, I remember It amuses me till this day. That's over 10 years ago. So, but no, I got him Rose's Pizza the second we got out of Penn
Oh,
Station.
you got to get him Rose's Pizza. Yeah.
And it's the best pizza they know
Yeah.
aside from mine. And then I got him bagels. There's a place on Long Island, it's my favorite bagel in Lindenhurst, called Wellwood Bagels.
Who doesn't know Wellwood Bagels?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It is I mean, they switch owners, a couple times, but I would go in there since I was 5 years old. It's just the best. And of course, we got pizza. I think 2 times. Rose's Pizza, yeah, but I remember that when we first landed, I had my mother order pizza from Lindenhurst, and I remember my son had like 5 slices. He was 9 at the time. I mean, he was overstuffed, but it's just like, you have to have the pizza. People don't get it. People don't get it. If you're not from New York, people think like, oh, I mean, it's not Italy. It's like, no, it doesn't matter. It's such a thing. It's so delicious. I stand up against any pizzeria.
We have that from South Carolina. It's like when we go back to New York, the first thing we do, we go to Umberto's or Menino's. We get the pizza, we get the bagels, we get a knish. Like, we just stock up on it because people are like, wow, you're like really a gavone when I said, because you don't get it anywhere. No. Yeah, I'm 12 hours away in South Carolina, but you don't get it here. You don't.
It doesn't matter who does it.
New York.
Yeah. Yes, for real though. And I would say, in addition to the list, you said White Castle. Tip. I don't do it every time, but there's also, of course, All American in Massapequa, New York.
You got to go to on Merrick Road over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where I go every time. Anybody that challenges that. I had a friend one time we went. He's like, "Oh, this tastes like McDonald's." I was like, "Get out of my face! I don't want to talk to you. That's ridiculous. What a ridiculous statement." But yeah, my kids, they have such fun memories of New York. They loved it there, and my wife loves it there too. She truly sees it as home, which feels great. Here where I live, the place I live in Sweden is called Falkenberg, and pronounced Falkenbody, but we're by the beach. It's just like Long Island. If you came here, if someone blindfolded you and I guess knocked you out and brought you here, you would think you were on Long Island. It looks the same.
I like the way you corrected yourself, because people that are not from New York say in Long Island, but it's on Long Island. I like
it is. Yeah. And the more I'm away from Long Island, the more that almost slips, but I refuse to let it happen. I refuse to say in Long Island. It's so Jerry Seinfeld had a bit about that. He's like, you live on Long Island. You go in New York, but on Long Island.
You sound like it. Well, let's talk about your hot honey that you got going on here. What is it?
So have you ever had Mike's Hot Honey?
So no, there's a farmer's market that we have here in South Carolina, and I just saw like they had some hot honeys, but I didn't get it because I know my mother-in-law likes honey, so I got like a sweet honey, not a hot honey. But like, tell me all about this branding campaign, this new venture that you're on.
It's again, I mean, I can't emphasize enough. If I was listening to this and I listened to me, I would be so annoyed at the things that I listed that I do. But it'd be like, this guy's he can't be doing these things well. But so the honey started because, and it's a great position from where we were just talking pizza. Here the pizza is very good, but it doesn't taste anything like New York pizza. Yeah. And being from a New York life, pizza is a part of your culture. It's a part of growing up. You look forward to it every week, kind of, whatever. You go get a slice. And that's the thing too. You can't just get a slice here. You have to get a whole pie. It's unheard of to get slices, which sucks because all of us who grew up in New York realize that, you're out and about. You just say, I'm just going to grab a slice, grab 2 slices. It's just, there's something convenient and great. But you can't get it here. So I started studying how to make New York pizza. I found a bunch of online tutorials and stuff, and it was getting good. But then I met a buddy, or who's now a buddy, from Vincenzo's Pizzeria on Long Island in Levittown, Garrett Klein, who owns it. And he showed me how to really make New York pizza. So I came home back here to Sweden, combined all the methods, and frickin' nailed it. Have you had DeFara's pizza?
No, I don't think I have.
In Brooklyn?
No.
Next time you go back to New York, DeFara's Pizza in Brooklyn has been open, I think, since 62 or 65 or something like that. and it's unbelievable. It was the best pizza I had had. So that was my goal when I got home, and I nailed it. So, but through that, I discovered that hot honey is, of course, incredibly trendy with pizza. It's become like the number one topping for pizza these days. So I tried it, and it's like, okay, I understand it, but it's not for me. I like something with more savory. Whether people agree or not, I'm a ranch dressing on pizza kind of guy. I love it. Again, some people hate on it, but so that was my goal, to then create my own hot honey that had a savoriness to it, had the essence of the hot honey, but also some of the vibes of ranch dressing. And I sat home and I really worked on it with regular store honey. And then to do my product, I bought local farm honey, like 120 pounds of honey. Yeah, you don't expect to be doing that in your life at some point, but it's become great. I mean, honestly, I love it. The people really enjoy it. The people who it's not, as you in the beginning of the podcast, you had said on the market yet. It's like, it sort of is. It's on the market for restaurants and things of that nature. My goal is to get it into retailers because honey's pretty expensive. Even Mike's Hot Honey, other regular honey for that matter, is very expensive. Now, when it comes to this, the sale price is going to be about $10 to $12 per bottle. And if you put it online and in shipping, all of a sudden they're paying what, $16, $17, and I feel like that's so insulting to the consumer, and I think that it feels rude. So I don't want to do that. Some people have asked, like, oh, can I buy it? I was like, yeah, I mean, I hate to do that to you because shipping's just a nightmare. So we're going to put it in restaurants. I have it. It's in my buddy's pizzeria on Long Island, Vincenzo's. It's going to be at DeFara's in Brooklyn, and which is great. It's great that they're because then they're really going to get it on substantial pizza as well. If you have the chance to try hot honey, the thing you'll notice is it's not overly hot. It's pretty warm. And my honey is called Holy Hot Honey. And the tagline is divinely sweet, sinfully spicy, with the idea that things that are sinful often feel good. They're not devilishly and hellishly hot. I don't want people burning their mouths. It's like, do you like Frank's Red Hot?
No.
Oh, you don't?
No.
Oh, wow.
No.
Well, it's been fun. No,
See ya.
So Frank's Red Hot for me it's my staple, but it's because it's not too hot. It's comfortably warm and flavorful. And that was the goal with the Holy Hot Honey. And, just tapping into 1980s classic New York pizzeria vibes,
Yes.
Retro Pizza Hut, retro Chuck E. Cheese, the wood pan. There's another pizzeria I would recommend if you maybe you've been there, Paulie G's in New York. It's also in Brooklyn. It looks like you stepped into 1978.
I love it.
It's incredible. Wood paneling, the old Coke signs, the old orange booths. Absolutely outstanding.
I love it. Yeah, we're going to make a trip back probably after the holidays, not for the holidays this year. After the holidays, we'll take a trip back. We'll have to make a day in Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn. That's where my family's in Brooklyn. We're from Brooklyn. So, yeah. So
do you go back a lot?
So, no, recently we haven't. I went back for the first 2 Christmases, and then we had a death in the family. I went back, and then I went back again when my daughter graduated college and stuff, but not as much as I would like to. We launched our real estate business, the Heroes Agents, almost 8 years ago, but we brought it down south, and it's really taken off. A lot of people are leaving New York and retiring down south. So we've been very blessed and very busy, helping people relocate, especially our first responders and members of the military. So we've been really busy with that. But no, I would like to make it back more. And, I do. I miss, there's certain things that the food, obviously, the beaches, I do miss. I mean, we're in Myrtle Beach now. I'm 12 minutes from the beach. Same as you, being so close. I know we get a lot of calls like that. People that want to be near the beach, but not on the beach. They don't want to feel landlocked. But once you come from Long Island, you don't want to be landlocked. You want that access,
Yeah, you need to be, being... The ocean it's part of our life. If you're from that area, most of the time you're not more than 30 minutes away, usually at most.
Exactly.
So we're right here where I am. I'm about, I don't know, 5-6 minutes away from the beach, it's even nicer. It's
That
just
is nice. That
an
is
ocean
nice.
beach too. It's like when people call it a beach and then you go to the beach and it's a lake, you're like, we're not at the beach.
Why is it so rocky?
Yeah, it's my beach doesn't look like this, but yeah, no, it's I get that though. I get Long Islanders and New Yorkers, and I get also, without getting too far into it, why they are moving south. I get it.
Yeah. A lot of
New
different
York,
reasons.
yeah, New York has provided plenty of reasons to leave.
Mhm.
Yeah, and the South. I mean, I also love the South. There's
Yeah.
a even when I was living and happily living in New York, there was a comfort and a home vibe in the South. Certain parts of the South, me being an Elvis guy, when I went to Memphis, even it's not even the South, but I guess the country, rural parts of the states, because Pennsylvania, I wouldn't consider it's not the South, but there are country areas that I used to frequent quite a bit, and they're just a friendly. There's that home cooking, that just the old school Cracker Barrel vibes that
Yes.
live within these areas.
Yeah, and it's still here. We feel it in South Carolina, and it is beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. But Matt, let me ask you this question. If somebody
Sure.
wanted to find you on the internet, they want to listen to your music, they want to request that you play at their wedding, how do people get in touch with you?
I'm on Instagram quite a bit. That's like my hub, but tcetribute.com, which stands for Taking Care of Elvis Tribute.com. They can reach through there, and then there's if they want to listen, Spotify, just look up Matthew Zeiss and a whole bunch of stuff pops up. 3 or 4 original albums, the Elvis album, and then a couple singles as well that I've put out. And I mean, it's all over YouTube. There's a bunch of stuff that I put out there, classic, current stuff. I can't keep up. I'm almost 40, and having to keep up with Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all like, oh my goodness. I mean, because also it's like, what's next? Which it sounds like such an old person thing to say, but you're like, well, I can't do this. My sister had said to me about the hot honey business. She's like, are you on TikTok? I'm like, ugh, I can't do that. So she volunteered and she's running the TikTok. It's like,
She is. Okay,
oh,
good.
thank God, because
Yeah.
I couldn't, because I had to learn how to use it then to, again, these sound like such old things, like the glasses here, be like, oh, what's this TikTok? I don't
I have an assistant, and she set me up on a Google Calendar, and I'm always texting her. I need you to. What appointments do I have next Thursday? I feel like I have something in my head Thursday and Friday. I know I have. She goes, "Aren't you getting my Google calendars?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "I am, but I write everything in pencil
Sure.
on a paper calendar. I have a huge whiteboard calendar on that wall. I have a paper calendar, like the one the desk that you write on.
Yeah.
And then I have one in my pocketbook. I would rather sit every night and coordinate my paper and paper calendars and my whiteboard calendar than bother with my Google calendar. It's just one.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it you're right, all the social medias and having to keep up with things. It's like, oh my God, I don't keep
and a written
doing the
calendar.
Google calendar. Yeah.
Written calendars are great. People take for granted pen to paper. I just found out that they're not even really teaching, at least here, they're not teaching writing anymore. Like everything's typing. They're not even so like that, which is mind blowing to me. That people aren't what, like they're not going to know how to write, like pen to paper. It's crazy. I mean, I don't have the neatest handwriting in the world, but at least I can do it.
I know. My signature has gotten really sloppy. I have noticed that because I do everything on DocuSign or Dotloop, so I e-sign everything.
Yeah.
So now when it comes to writing, I'm like a doctor now. I'm like, oh, my penmanship, it got really sloppy with this technical advancement we've got going on over here. I better keep up with that.
Yeah, every adult, including myself, should practice penmanship. My signature's great because I have the opportunity to do it, like when people ask to sign like a CD or something like that. So I have the opportunity to do it. Other than that, though, there's not a single word that I could write where you would know what that shit said. The signature is fine because it's my signature. But you look at the rest, you're like, is this all signatures? Are you writing everybody's signature? I can't read anything.
That's so funny. Well, before we go, I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a secret on the Rendezvous with Alysia that nobody knows? We're going to break it here. Let's let a little inside scoop on Matthew Zeiss.
Oof. Oh man, a secret. It's so hard. I feel like I don't have secrets. My secret. I'm such an open book. I can say a secret. I can say a secret about the documentary I have coming out that I haven't made public is that we have a never before heard song that was written for Elvis from the guy who wrote Suspicious Minds. It was supposed to be Elvis's first disco song, but he passed away, and then nobody else has heard it for the last 40 years. And I reached out, found the guys. I found his name is Mark James. Saying the guy sounds rude. Mark James passed away, and I found a way to reach his daughter, and his daughter was completely super hospitable and friendly and went to her dad's studio and found the old tape and found the song, and now we have it for the documentary. And I mean, it's incredible. It's an incredible song. And like because at first you're like, Elvis on a disco song, what would that sound like? And then you hear it, you're like, oh, I get it. I totally get it.
So you broke the secret here with the Rendezvous with Alysia. I love it. So when is this documentary coming out? Are you still filming? What's going on with that?
We're putting pieces together, because it's so independent. It is a lot of finding funding as well.
Yep.
A lot of private funding, going to different people, be like, hey, you want to put in money? Hey, you want to put in money? And of course myself, but it's like the editor, my buddy Sean from New York, he 11-time Emmy winning award editor. I was so happy that first off that we're friends. Second of all, that's his credits, because it really does a whirlwind for us. And but he's going to start editing it the end of somewhere in like mid-October. He's going to edit a trailer, and then I'm going to use that trailer to try to seek more funding. We have a lot of stuff filmed. Again, we filmed a lot of interviews. We filmed some recreation shots.
Yeah.
And just a whole, there's so many working pieces, and people don't understand how hard an investment of time it is. I had a woman who had invested a couple bucks. She got all bent out of shape the other day. She's like, I haven't, the documentary didn't come out, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you clearly don't understand how this type of stuff works, because shit happens, and it's hard when you're doing it by yourself and independently. It's hard enough when you have a big production. You talk about small bones,
Yeah, I know. We helped a lot of artists back in the day get funding for their music videos. And I found that, to be honest, gentlemen's clubs, gas stations, and those vape cigarette companies, they were they kind of were the less pressure, more cash flow type of investors. And we would send out our pitch articles to them and our email campaigns to try and help these indie artists raise even $5,000 so that they could do, a music video. It was a lot of work, but we support the indie. We support you. I can't wait for this documentary to come out, and keep putting those videos out, Matt. We love watching you perform and seeing you. And next time you're in New York, or you're on this, what do you say, this side of the pond, or is that only in England?
Yeah, sure. I think it works either way.
Whatever, you're on this side of the ocean, the pond, whatever. Maybe we can all get together. I'll come watch you perform live if you're going to be somewhere. Yeah. Yeah,
that'd be great. I'm going to try. I've been trying to set up gigs in New York and in the States. It's very tough though. There's Elvis people are a dime a dozen there. So.
Oh, I know. So there's a lot, but we love watching you, like I said before, and thank you so much for coming on The Rendezvous.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.